let's talk about the system setup. And first, to learn this class, strong recommendation is install the software PyCharm locally for the education version in your own computer. So that's the link for you to download. You can just open that one. And here you can click download, and they will automatically recognize which version you can have. If it's Windows or Mac, that's a corresponding one you can download. And then you have the installation. Okay, so since I already downloaded and do the installation, I will not do it for you. And after you finish that step, then assume you will have some software you can open, like this one. Okay, so I just start with some new project. I just say Python project. That's the things you can have. And the fundamental thing here is I will not use version 2. We are using the Python version 3, okay? You need to change your interpreter to Python 3, although that's not very huge difference, but that's still, since 2 is kind of old version and we are moving towards migrating to 3, I don't see any meaning to learn based on the Python 2. Then that's where you click. Okay. Anyway, looks like it takes a long time, especially the first time when you have this one. They have indexing all the different components. Kind of takes a while to have it. Okay, so that's just some starting. They just have some the first sample program that will be able for you to run, and they will have some indexing and loading, so it takes a while. And let's see. Okay, so once you have this one, you can see they by default they create one main.py. That's a Python file. When you right click and run the main, you will see they show something like a hi PyCharm. So that's it. So that's the things you can start to run. And because you have so many diverse systems, and maybe some of you already installed Python in your own computer and they have different version confliction. So to me, it's impossible for me to provide a comprehensive instruction for all different scenario of your system. So I have to leave on whatever you're gonna have and see whether it's working. So right now, the first thing, this is working, and the more important components here is you will see here you have the Python console, and when you click on here, you will see the sign over there, and you type in 1 plus 1, press enter. They can do the calculation of 2. That means okay, it's ready to work. Then your system setup should be fine. Okay. So should be ready to work. That's for this one. And here I'm not recommending you use any other things like a Visual Studio Code, Jupyter Notebook, or other like IDE. Actually you can use for Python programming, but for the learning purposes I feel like the PyCharm is actually the most useful one for me to teach. So I prefer you use this one. Otherwise, there are some feature I'm gonna utilize when I teach, and that's not really available on the other platform. So that's a thing you can have. But I don't know, for whatever the reason, if you just have trouble not able to install system locally, then another solution is you can actually do it online. Okay, so the online version, you will have the hyperlink look like this one. Still, the online version, they keep changing, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So the first thing is this one, what you write in here, it's similar to a Python file right here, and when you run, they will run all the command together. So over here it's very simple. When you run this one, they will print hello world over here. So if I'm using all the file, sample file, just created by PyCharm, so I will post it here and run it here. You will see hi PyCharm. So essentially, when you run a bunch of the code over there, click on run, right click on run, or you click run over here, it's the same thing. And coming over here, they also have a feature similar to the Python consoler over here. Then you can see 1 plus 1, when you enter, they will do the calculation equal to 2. Although this platform will enable you to have the simple one, but I do recommend you to do some registration and log into the system in case you need to load the file. If you need to read some like data saved in the file, then only the login version will provide the entire feature of it. So as long as you have any Google account, then that's the things you can have. Okay. So let's see, I will have the connection over here, and okay, each time the version is so different. Let me see, I will just add Python, and this one I probably just give the name my Python learning. Okay, and I will just creating a repository. So the platform actually very similar to the previous one. So over here, let's see, I'm still pasting all the codes. Have this one. When I click on run, you can see still they have the PyCharm, and that's the consoler part. If I have 1 plus 1, that's the 2. So that's the things you can test. And this is the main file, but you can actually try to upload some file over here. I think, yeah, you can add some file over here and try to mimic a version look like this one. Instead of, if you're not logged into, some of the features have the reference in different file, you cannot achieve it. Okay, so that's for the system setup. So you can either register online version if you cannot do the installation locally, but I strongly encourage you to install these kinds of things locally, because the panel over here for the Python consoler allow you to see what's inside of the memory. We actually gonna fully utilize this part of the feature, which is not available in other platform. Okay, so that's the entire system setup. So first priority, install locally. If you are not able to do that, then you can still register online.